There's something magical happening around the Summer I Turned Pretty fandom right now. And no, it's not just the love triangle that keeps everyone screaming at their screens. It's the undeniable chemistry between Lola Tung and Christopher Briney that has fans completely obsessed. Whether they're sharing emotional scenes as Belly and Conrad, laughing during interviews, or simply standing next to each other on a red carpet, the internet can't stop talking about them. And honestly, it's easy to see why. From the very first episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty, viewers felt it instantly. There was a spark between Belly and Conrad that didn't feel forced, scripted, or overly dramatic. It felt real, painfully real. The kind of connection that lingers in the silence between two characters, in the way they look at each other when no one else notices, and in the emotional tension that makes your heart race before a single word is spoken. That's the kind of screen chemistry Lola Tung and Christopher Briney brought to the series, and it changed everything. Lola, with her soft vulnerability and emotional honesty, made Belly feel like someone every viewer could relate to. She wasn't just playing a teenage girl caught between first love and heartbreak, she became her. Every smile, every tear, every moment of confusion or longing felt completely natural. Then there's Christopher Briney, who gave Conrad that perfect mix of mystery, pain, and quiet affection. He didn't need grand speeches to make fans fall in love. Sometimes all it took was one intense stare, one broken expression, or one moment where Conrad looked like he wanted to say everything but couldn't. And when those two energies collided on screen, it was over. Fans were done for. The Belly and Conrad relationship has always been emotional, complicated, and full of longing. But what made it unforgettable was how Lola and Christopher played it. They didn't just act out romantic scenes. They made the audience feel every single emotion. Their beach moments, their almost kisses, their heartbreaking misunderstandings, their emotional confessions. All of it carried a raw intensity that made fans believe there was something deeper happening beneath the script. That's exactly why social media exploded. Social media. Every time a new interview drops, fans dissect every glance between Lola and Christopher. Every red carpet clip becomes a viral moment. Every behind-the-scenes laugh turns into another round of, "Wait, are they secretly in love?" TikTok edits, Instagram fan pages, YouTube breakdowns. The obsession is real, and it's everywhere. One tiny smile from Christopher when Lola speaks? Viral. Lola looking at him during a cast event? Viral. Them standing too close in a promo photo? Absolute chaos. And the funniest part? Neither of them even has to do much. That's what makes their dynamic so fascinating. It doesn't feel like forced publicity. It feels natural, comfortable, warm. They seem to genuinely enjoy being around each other, and fans pick up on that instantly. In a world where audiences can usually tell when chemistry is being exaggerated for promotion, Lola and Christopher have that rare quality that feels effortless. Their connection appears soft, unspoken, and almost accidental, which only makes it more powerful. Of course, that's where the line between fiction and reality gets blurred. Fans of The Summer I Turned Pretty are deeply invested in Belly and Conrad, so it's only natural that many of them want that love story to exist beyond the screen. And honestly, can you blame them? When two actors portray longing and emotional intimacy that convincingly, people start hoping the feelings are real. It's the same reason iconic on-screen couples throughout TV history have always sparked real-life dating rumors. When the chemistry is that good, fans don't just watch the romance, they start believing in it. But whether Lola and Christopher are just close friends, creative partners, or something more, one thing is undeniable. They've created one of the most talked-about pairings in modern YA television. Part of what makes them so captivating is how different their energy feels compared to other young Hollywood duos. They aren't loud or overly performative. They don't chase headlines. Instead, their connection feels subtle, quiet, almost intimate in the smallest ways. A shared laugh, a comfortable pause, a glance that lasts half a second too long. And in today's fandom culture, where every micro-expression gets analyzed frame by frame, subtlety becomes irresistible. It also helps that both Lola Tung and Christopher Briney have become breakout stars in their own right. Lola quickly established herself as more than just the lead of a hit teen drama. She carries emotional scenes with incredible maturity, and there's a grounded charm about her that makes fans root for her instantly. Christopher, meanwhile, has become the ultimate, brooding romantic lead for a whole generation of viewers. He gives Conrad depth instead of cliché, and that performance has made him one of the most beloved characters in the show, especially among Team Conrad fans who swear no one else could have played the role so perfectly. Together, they feel like lightning in a bottle. That's why every season of The Summer I Turned Pretty raises the obsession to a whole new level. Fans aren't just tuning in for plot twists anymore. They're tuning in for them, for the tension, for the eye contact, for the emotional scenes that somehow feel too real, for the possibility that maybe, just maybe, what they're seeing isn't only acting. And let's be honest, that mystery is part of the magic. If they ever confirmed a real-life romance, the internet would absolutely melt down. Fandom timelines would explode. Headlines would go wild. TikTok would be unusable for at least 48 hours. But even without any confirmation, the fascination continues because the connection already feels special. Sometimes, not knowing makes the story even more addictive. It keeps the fantasy alive. It lets fans dream. In many ways, Lola Tung and Christopher Briney have become more than just co-stars. They've become a symbol of the kind of romance audiences are desperate to believe in again. Slow burn, emotionally intense, full of longing, and impossible to ignore. In an era where so much content comes and goes overnight, their dynamic has stayed with people. It lingers. It sparks debate. It inspires edits, theories, fan fiction, and endless comment sections full of hearts and screaming emojis. That's not just fandom hype, that's cultural impact. At the center of it all is the simple truth that chemistry can't be faked. You can write the perfect script, shoot the prettiest beach scenes, and add the dreamiest soundtrack in the world. But if the connection between the actors isn't real, audiences feel that too. Lola and Christopher have what every romance drama dreams of: the ability to make people believe. Believe in first love, believe in heartbreak, believe in second chances, and maybe believe that some love stories don't stay on the page. So whether they're just brilliant co-stars or something more behind the scenes, fans have already made one thing clear. Lola Tung and Christopher Briney are the romance they can't stop obsessing over. And as The Summer I Turned Pretty continues, one thing is certain: this love story, on-screen or off-screen, isn't leaving the fandom anytime soon. The obsession only got stronger after that, because once fans started noticing the little things, they couldn't stop. It wasn't just the emotional scenes in The Summer I Turned Pretty anymore. It became the off-screen moments, the kind that seem tiny to everyone else, but feel absolutely massive to a fandom already living on the edge. A shared laugh during a cast interview. Christopher glancing over at Lola before answering a question. Lola smiling in that soft, almost shy way whenever his name comes up. Those moments may seem small, but in the world of TSITP, they became the fuel that kept the entire internet burning. And if there's one thing this fandom is good at, it's noticing everything. Every press junket clip turned into evidence. Every cast panel became a goldmine. Fans would slow down videos, zoom in on expressions, and post side-by-side comparisons of their reactions. Did Christopher's face soften when Lola started talking? Did Lola lean slightly toward him during that interview? Why did they look so comfortable standing together while everyone else seemed more formal? The theories came fast, and once they started, there was no stopping them. Suddenly, what began as admiration for their acting chemistry transformed into a full-blown internet phenomenon. People weren't just saying, they look cute together. They were saying, there's something there. That's what makes Lola Tung and Christopher Briney such a fascinating pair in the eyes of fans. They don't come across like a flashy celebrity duo chasing attention. There are no dramatic public stunts, no obvious attempts to feed rumors, no over-the-top moments designed to trend. If anything, it's the opposite. Their energy feels understated, natural, calm. And that's exactly why people are so captivated, because real chemistry rarely needs to announce itself. It just exists. That's the same exact feeling fans get when they watch Belly and Conrad. Their love story in The Summer I Turned Pretty isn't built on loud declarations every 5 minutes. It's built on history, longing, pain, tenderness, and the ache of unfinished emotions. Lola and Christopher understand that kind of romance in a way that feels almost scary. They know how to play the silence between two people who love each other but don't know how to make it work. They know how to make one glance feel more powerful than an entire speech. And that's why Team Conrad fans are so intense about them. For so many viewers, Conrad isn't just a character. He's the character. He's the emotionally damaged, deeply loving, impossible to forget first love. And Christopher Briney brought him to life with such layered vulnerability that fans immediately connected to him. He made Conrad feel wounded but never cold, distant but never uncaring. He let the audience see the heartbreak underneath the walls. But Conrad only works because Belly works, and Lola Tung made sure Belly wasn't just the girl caught in the middle of a love triangle. She gave her depth, she gave her softness and confusion and strength. She made Belly feel like someone trying to hold on to the version of love she's dreamed about for years, while slowly realizing real love is messy, painful, and never simple. That emotional truth made Belly and Conrad feel devastatingly authentic. Together, Lola and Christopher didn't just create a ship. They created an emotional addiction. That's why fans keep returning to their scenes over and over again. It's not always about what happens, it's about what almost happens. The tension before a kiss. The way one of them looks away too quickly. The feeling that they both want the same thing but are terrified to say it out loud. That kind of slow burn romance is rare, and when actors get it right, it becomes unforgettable. And Lola and Christopher got it very right. As the seasons continue, that intensity only grows. Every reunion scene between Belly and Conrad feels bigger. Every emotional confrontation feels heavier. Every touch, every argument, every vulnerable confession lands harder because the audience is already so deeply invested in what these two represent. They're not just characters anymore. They're the embodiment of unfinished love, of timing that never seems right, of feelings too big to disappear. That's why even the smallest teaser can send fans into meltdown mode. One new still photo? Chaos. A trailer moment with Belly and Conrad standing too close? Total internet breakdown. A split-second scene where Christopher looks at Lola like the entire world disappeared? Thousands of edits within hours. And maybe the most powerful part of all this is that their connection feels timeless. In a lot of modern teen dramas, romance can feel rushed. Fast attraction, quick drama, dramatic breakup, repeat. But with Lola Tung and Christopher Briney, there's a classic emotional quality to what they do. It feels old school in the best possible way. Like the kind of love story that aches, the kind that stays with you, the kind that hurts because it matters. That's why fans don't just watch Belly and Conrad, they feel them. And once an audience starts feeling that deeply, they start wanting more than the script can give. They want behind-the-scenes content. They want cast interviews. They want candid moments. They want proof that the emotional electricity they see on screen might have a heartbeat off-screen too. That's where the obsession becomes something bigger than fandom. It becomes hope. Hope that maybe the actors feel some version of what the characters feel. Hope that maybe all that tenderness isn't entirely fictional. Hope that maybe, just maybe, the greatest love story in TSITP didn't stop when the cameras did. Of course, that kind of speculation is part of what makes celebrity pairings so addictive. Fans love mystery. They love reading between the lines, and with Lola and Christopher, there are plenty of lines to read between. Their dynamic never feels overly obvious, but it never feels cold either. It exists in that perfect space where everything seems possible and nothing is confirmed. And that uncertainty, that's exactly what keeps the fandom hooked. Because sometimes the most powerful love stories are the ones that live in the question mark. Not the ones fully explained, not the ones handed to you, but the ones you can feel even when nobody says a word. That's the energy surrounding Lola Tung and Christopher Briney right now. It's not just about rumors or shipping or fan edits. It's about the rare kind of connection that captures people's imagination, the kind that makes fans stay up late rewatching scenes, analyzing interviews, and wondering if they're witnessing the beginning of something real. Whether that's true or not almost doesn't matter anymore, because in the hearts of the fandom, they've already become iconic. They are the pair people can't stop talking about, the chemistry no one can ignore, the duo that turned a YA drama into a full emotional experience. And as the Summer I Turned Pretty moves forward, one thing becomes clearer with every season, every interview, and every viral clip. Lola Tung and Christopher Briney aren't just carrying a love story, they are the love story. And for fans who have already fallen completely under their spell, the best part may still be coming.